right, everybody, we're coming back from the break. My name is Rex Perry. I'm the host and creator of the show. It's called the Business to Business Network. We talk business, politics, and economics. It's an hour-long show. We chop it into different interviews. And our next guest is Dallin. Dallin, give us your last name. Introduce yourself.
Dallin Huso. Happy to be here today, Rex.
Great. Tell us a little bit about your company.
Yeah. So I own a pool company for 7 years. I sold that last year, and so now I work with other pool companies, but also just home service businesses in general who are looking to grow and scale their businesses now.
Now, tell us your story, because it's quite fascinating. You know, you shared this with us earlier. How'd you get started in this?
Yeah. So try to keep it as brief as possible, but out of high school, I was trying to figure out what to do with my life, and so I was hopping around from a couple different jobs, tried out college, and nothing was just really working out for me. Read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and that just kind of like opened my eyes to all the opportunities outside of just, going to college, getting a job, getting a 9 to 5, and then retiring in 40, 50 years or until you die, right? And so I was like, oh, wow, there's other things I can do. And so living in Arizona my whole life, I know there's lots of pools here. And so I decided to kind of pick that as my vehicle to grow a business. And so, I didn't have any money, anything to, really invest into marketing and that sort of stuff. So I had to figure out how to organically grow the business. And I was able to do that pretty quickly, I would say. And that kind of caught the eyes and attention of a couple other people. I was doing a lot of networking with other pool guys as well. And so as I was growing, I had people start to reach out to me, just asking what I had been doing for growth, how I was able to, hire technicians or hire managers and receptionists and stuff like that. And I was able to do that because I was always focused on, hey, I just want to grow a business. And pools, like I said, was my vehicle to grow that. And so I was always focused on the sales and the marketing and the growth of the business more than the actual, pool side. I was trying to find people that specialized in what they were good at on the pool side of things so that I could focus on the growth of the business. So
yeah, and describe, you actually started knocking door to door.
Yeah. So
walk us through that. And how did that work? Were you able to get customers that way? And tell us the next step after that.
Yeah, so great question. Like you said, when I first got started, I had no idea what to do. I didn't have any money, so I was like, well, I'll go knock doors. It's at least something. I wouldn't say it's the most effective strategy, but I do like door knocking just because there's no excuse to not do, there's nothing you need to do that. You don't need any experience. You don't need any money. You can just go out and start knocking doors.
It's a way to start.
Exactly. So I always recommend that to people. If you have no idea what else to do, at the very least, you can be knocking doors. There's never an excuse to just be sitting around not knowing what to do, because that's always last thing you can be doing is going to knock doors. So yeah, it wasn't the number one effective strategy, but it was good for getting started while I was trying to figure out what else to do. But then I was able to figure out some more organic strategies. I know you asked kind of the next step. So after that, really got into networking. That was a big thing for me, and just kind of meeting other people. I call it power partners, but finding other people who deal with your same target audience. So for me, I was like, who already knows my customers? And an obvious candidate for me was landscapers. They're also in the backyard. And if a client is willing to have a landscaper, they're most likely willing to have a pool guy too, because they're typically, they have them for the same reason, right? They value their time. They want someone else to take care of that, so they have more time to do whatever they love to do in life. And so I was like, if these landscapers already know my customers, then instead of me trying to go find these customers, why don't I just find a landscaper who already knows 500 of my customers, and they can just start referring me. And
let's do a plug for B&I. Because that's where you met some of these landscapers, right?
Yep. So I've been in a lot of different, networking events. B&I was a great one for me to just kind of get in, make a little name for myself, and then just start connecting with not only people in my group, but there's obviously other chapters as well. So I was able to kind of jump around to different chapters. Just meet a lot of people that were able to send business my way, and vice versa.
And B&I stands for Business Networking International. Anybody out there, if you're a small business owner, I'm a member. That's how we know each other.
Yep.
You were able to, and this is why we love it too, because it's relatively affordable to join. And yet you're able to reach out not just to the chapter that you're in, you can go to other chapters. And so if you focus on landscapers, you can go around, and you shook hands, got to know people, and they started referring business, and vice versa. And that's how you start that, very shoestring.
Right.
But then you got into advertising. Tell us some of the marketing stuff you did.
Yeah, so started off, again, organically. So just social media, just starting to post.
Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram. TikTok wasn't around when I first got started, but then as that came around, started posting on there as soon as I could. And then, organic did really well for us. I just started posting pictures and videos of what we were doing. And then kind of the short form content came along with the reels, and I got into that as quick as I could. And then as soon as the big hurdle that I had to face personally was putting my face on camera. I wasn't comfortable with that right at first. I know a lot of people feel that same way. But as soon as I got over that, number one, it became super easy. Like as soon as I posted the first video, it's like, oh, people don't care, right? Not everyone's out to get you, right?
They're interested to see what you're doing.
Right. Yeah. But then it really just gives you like this local feel, and as a small business, like that's one of our advantages. And that really helped us just kind of like blow up. And you have people that I love social media because people find you from that, right? Like you have people that see your content and are interested in you. It also just works to help convert other leads, because if someone finds you from somewhere else, it becomes like a social proof. Like, oh, this person has a community. They've got people that, like them, enjoy their content. They're posting, educational stuff. And so even if a customer didn't find us from social media, we can say, hey, like, look, here's our work. Here's some before and afters of this job that you're interested in doing. And it kind of just gives them the peace of mind that we actually know what we're doing, know what we're talking about.
And you actually did some Facebook ads too. That worked out for you.
Yeah. So again, everything started organically. And once we got that dialed in, it was like, okay, how can we scale this? And so that's when we got into Facebook ads, which worked out really well for us. I think a lot of people waste a lot of money on Facebook ads if they don't do them correctly. But if you figure out how to do them correctly, if you have an established presence already, and if you have the right offer reaching the right target audience that you're going after, you can really get your Facebook ads dialed in. They worked out really well for us as well.
So this is important because you were able to, and this is over a 4, 5, 6, 7 year period?
7 years.
7 years. And you built this up, and then you started getting offers to purchase your business. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so my goal was always to sell the business. I never knew, when exactly that would be, but I always, like I mentioned earlier, like I just wanted to grow this business. So eventually I knew that it would grow to a point where I was going to sell it. And yeah, last year, about a little over a year ago, I would say, I had an offer come in. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. It's a little more than, what a lot of these companies are going for. Because a lot of these, route-based service companies just go for like a route multiple. And so I was like, oh, that's a little bit more than what I was thinking, and almost took it. But I was like, you know what, let's reach out to a broker, like see what they think. Like, hey, this is what I got offered. Is that a good offer? Could I potentially get more than this on the open market? Reached out to someone. They're like, probably not, but it doesn't hurt to list, right? Like you don't even have to sell. You can just list and kind of see where you're at, which I think is a good idea for any small business, because it kind of helps you kind of see what you're up against, what changes you need to make if you do want to sell eventually. And so we were able to list for a little higher than that, and immediately had someone reach out, and they were just looking around for a couple years for a business that fit their needs, and our business was exactly what it was looking for, which is a testament to, if you grow your business the right way, you can get a premium for it, because they were looking for something that had an established brand presence, that had systems in place, that had marketing in place, and just that had a team of employees. So it wasn't, oh, I disappear and then now the business falls apart, right? There was employees, there was managers, there's people that knew how to run the show even without me. And so it was just kind of a plug and play system that someone could come in and take over.
So you got kind of a general manager, and everybody thought that he or she was the owner or something, which is nice because you're. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I always, and kind of going back to what I said about the social media, like I was a little hesitant to put my face out there because I wanted to be on the back end growing the business. I didn't want to be customer facing, because if customers were calling me all the time, that would take up my time and I couldn't focus on the actual growth of the business. And so yeah, I always was willing to pay a manager a premium to kind of handle the day-to-day, and so that when customers reached out, they're not trying to talk to me all day. They talk to this manager, and a lot of them just thought that my manager was the owner, which was fine for me.
No, it was a he or she?
I had a he for a while, and then my most previous manager was a she.
And did they actually do videos too? Who was the face of the videos?
So I did some of them. We actually ended up having our whole team start doing videos, because I was like, well, I need to be on video. I understand that, but also like I don't want to be when people think of the business,
the only face.
Right. I want people to think of the brand, the Flamingo brand, and everyone within the business. So we started just having our technicians be on video, my manager be on video, I was on video. So it just created this whole like team, local, family dynamic. Yeah.
So now you've gone into consulting. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yeah. So I think I started mentioning this earlier, but I had a couple people start reaching out to me, and I would just kind of tell them what I did for growth. And I started realizing that I had like a really big passion for the sales and the marketing and the growth side of the business more than I had personally on the pool side. And so I just loved having those conversations, and I would just, talk all day if I could about that sort of stuff. And so when the offer came to sell, I was kind of starting to get a couple, referrals from people I had helped out. And it just seemed like, hey, if I can put my time and energy into this, I think there's a lot of opportunity for growth. And also, most importantly, like it's what I feel most passionate about right now. And so I just kind of knew that was the right move. And one of the reasons that I am passionate about it is what I notice is a lot of these pool guys are just home service guys in general. they start their business because they're really good at what they do, right? Like they worked for another company. They're a really good plumber, a really good pool guy, really good roofer, whatever it is. And they're like, you know what, I can do this better, right? I'm going to go do it on my own. And so they go get started, but then they realize, yeah, like it doesn't matter how good you are at your service if nobody knows about you, and if you can't, find your customers. And so a lot of these guys are pretty in the dark when it comes to just the business growth side of things. And so I love coming in and just helping them succeed at what they're really good at and be like, hey, let me handle the sales and marketing. Let me teach you this stuff so that way you can succeed at what you do really good at.
Fantastic. Now, you work as a consultant. Do you charge by the hour? How do you work?
Just kind of depends. And that's why I pride myself in being in their situations before. And so I'm not that guru that's going to come in and charge people, $50,000 for a course or whatever. I know it works. I know it doesn't. I've paid for things that I've regretted. I've also paid for things that have really helped my business to grow. And so I really try to be customizable just depending on, what that client needs. It's usually either just like a one-on-one or group setting. And for some special cases, I'll do things for people who just don't have the capacity to do that on their own. But it's typically like a month-to-month agreement. So that way neither of us are locked into anything long-term, and it makes sure that we're both accountable to hitting those goals that we're setting together. So it typically works in like 3-month agreements. It's monthly payments, but 3-month agreements of like, hey, here's my goal for the quarter, and then let's break this down into what we need to do. Let's reverse engineer this to see what we need to do every week in order to hit that quarterly goal for you.
That's nice having a coach, basically, because now they have to be responsible. They have to report. They have to stay focused. They know that, first of all, they're paying for this, but they want to make sure that it's successful.
Right.
And that helps a lot. So here's the key. First of all, contact information. Do you have a website? How people reach you?
Yeah, best place is probably social media. Grow with Dallin is my handle on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So whatever platform you like.
Spell Dallin.
Yeah, Dallin. So
okay.
Grow with Dallin. Yep.
And they just put that in the search bar.
And then I'll come up.
See, that obviously you've got a lot of content out there in order to have that come up. And then you come over for a free consultation. To walk us through that.
Yeah, so I always want to make sure that it's a good fit, obviously for myself, but for them as well. And so I'll always do like a free consultation with people. We'll sit down for about an hour, and I just want to kind of get to know your business and what your struggles are, what your goals are. And then I like to just lay out a 90-day roadmap with them. Like, hey, here's exactly what you need to do if you want to hit this goal that you said. And, take this. I always want to give value to people no matter what. But if you need help reaching these goals, I'd love to come in and help you. And like you said, that accountability, right? Like it's one thing if you tell yourself you're going to do something, but when you're paying for something and you have to like report to someone next week on it, it just kind of pushes you a little bit more. It creates a little bit of healthy pressure, which I think is super important for
the key here is you're looking at roofing contractors, you're looking at any home service. Name some of the services that you're looking for.
Yeah, obviously pool guys, landscapers, plumbers, roofing, like you said, HVAC, home cleaning, pest control, really any sort of home service business, mobile detailing. Those are some of the most popular ones.
See, this is the key. First of all, there's a lot of those companies out there, and they sometimes struggle because they don't know which direction to go, what to do. You need a coach. Again, how do they find you? How do they reach you?
So social media, Grow with Dallin is the best place to reach out.
Grow with Dallin, Dallin.
Yep.
Now, we got about 60 seconds left here. I'm going to try to cross-net on our website, too, 123bz.com. If anybody misses anything, they can go to our website. We have these videos that we're uploading here. We've got our YouTube channel. And I'm going to try to follow some of your examples because we've got all this content. It's important to chop it up and get it up there. And the TikToks and the Instagram become the very, very popular stuff.
Right.
So that's what we'll do.
Awesome.
Again, Grow with Dallin, Dallin.
Yep.
We'll do our best to get information out to you. Everybody, we've got to do another break here. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.